Conor McGregor, a name synonymous with mixed martial arts, recently stirred the world of combat sports once again with the release of new training footage on social media. The post, intended to demonstrate his dedication and readiness for a much-anticipated comeback, quickly became the center of widespread discussion and debate. For a man who once stood atop the UFC as its undisputed star, the footage was expected to reignite hope and excitement among his fans. Instead, it sparked an entirely different reaction, leaving fans and analysts questioning whether the Notorious One is truly prepared to step back into the octagon at the elite level. In the footage, McGregor can be seen engaging in various drills, throwing punches, practicing combinations, and working on his movement. The scenes are familiar to anyone who has followed his illustrious career. The sharp left hand that has felled so many opponents, the signature stance, and the aura of confidence that defined his persona. Yet, something appeared off. Fans who analyzed the video were quick to point out that McGregor's movement seemed uncharacteristically rigid. The fluidity and explosiveness that once made him such a unique and dangerous fighter seemed to be missing. This observation fueled a wave of apprehension among his supporters, many of whom have been eagerly awaiting his return since his devastating leg injury in 2021 during his trilogy fight against Dustin Poirier. The injury was a significant setback for McGregor, both physically and mentally, forcing him to undergo extensive rehabilitation and remain sidelined for an extended period. Given the severity of the injury, concerns about how well he would recover and whether he could return to his previous form have lingered for years. The training footage, rather than dispelling those concerns, appeared to reinforce them. The comment section under McGregor's post quickly filled with mixed reactions. While some fans defended their hero, attributing the apparent stiffness to the natural process of regaining form after a long hiatus, others were less optimistic. They pointed out that the level of competition in the UFC has only intensified during McGregor's absence. Fighters are faster, stronger, and more well-rounded than ever before, and there is little room for error when competing at the sport's highest level. For a fighter like McGregor, who has always relied on his impeccable timing, precise striking, and unorthodox movement, even a slight dip in physical capabilities could spell trouble. The discussion didn't end with fans, analysts, and former fighters also weighed in on the footage. Some experts noted that McGregor's perceived stiffness might simply be a result of focusing on specific training elements, such as strength or conditioning, rather than fluid striking. Others, however, were more critical, suggesting that the footage might indicate a deeper issue. They speculated that the combination of his age, injury history, and extended layoff could be taking a toll on his ability to perform at the level that made him a two-division UFC champion. It is worth noting that McGregor has always been a polarizing figure in the world of MMA. His meteoric rise to stardom was built on a combination of undeniable talent, brash trash-talking, and an ability to deliver when it mattered most. From his knockout victory over Jose Aldo in 13 seconds to his domination of Eddie Alvarez to become the first simultaneous two-division champion in UFC history, McGregor's achievements are etched into the annals of the sport. However, his career has not been without its challenges. Losses to Nate Diaz, Khabib Nurmagomedov, and Dustin Poirier, coupled with controversies outside the cage, have somewhat tarnished his legacy in recent years. The footage and the reactions it garnered have reignited the debate about McGregor's place in the current landscape of MMA. Some believe that his time at the top has passed and that he should consider stepping away from the sport altogether. They argue that McGregor has nothing left to prove, having already achieved unparalleled success and financial security. Others, however, see this as an opportunity for McGregor to silence his doubters and prove that he still has what it takes to compete at the highest level. They point to his undeniable work ethic and mental toughness, qualities that have helped him overcome adversity in the past. One of the key questions that emerged from the discussion is whether McGregor's current training regimen is addressing the right areas. In the footage, his focus seemed to be on power and strength, which are undoubtedly important aspects of MMA. However, McGregor's greatest strengths have always been his timing, accuracy, and ability to read his opponents. Critics argue that these are the areas he should prioritize, especially given the high level of competition he will face upon his return. Another factor to consider is the psychological aspect of McGregor's comeback. The mental toll of suffering a gruesome injury and enduring years of rehabilitation cannot be underestimated. For a fighter who has always thrived on confidence and self-belief, rebuilding that mindset is as crucial as any physical preparation. McGregor has always been a master of psychological warfare, both with his opponents and with himself. Whether he can regain that mental edge will play a significant role in determining his success moving forward. The UFC, for its part, has remained relatively quiet about McGregor's potential return. Dana White, the promotion's president, has made a few vague statements about McGregor's comeback, but no concrete details have been revealed. This has only added to the speculation and uncertainty surrounding McGregor's future. Fans are left wondering who his next opponent might be, and whether he will be able to perform at a level that justifies the hype and anticipation. While the footage has raised concerns, it has also generated excitement. McGregor's name alone is enough to draw attention, and his return would undoubtedly be one of the biggest events in MMA. The question is not whether people will watch, but whether McGregor can deliver a performance that lives up to his legacy. The stakes are higher than ever, and the pressure on McGregor is immense. As the debate continues, one thing is clear: McGregor remains one of the most compelling figures in combat sports. Love him or hate him, his ability to captivate an audience is unmatched. The training footage, whether intentionally or unintentionally, has once again placed him at the center of the MMA world. Whether he can translate that attention into success inside the cage remains to be seen. For now, fans and analysts alike can only speculate about what lies ahead for Conor McGregor. Will he defy the odds and stage a triumphant comeback, or will his return serve as a reminder of the unforgiving nature of the sport? The answers to these questions will only be revealed when McGregor steps back into the octagon. Until then, the world will watch, wait, and debate as the Notorious One continues to write his story, one post and one punch at a time. The conversation surrounding Conor McGregor's potential return to the UFC extends beyond the initial reactions to his training footage. As fans, fighters, and analysts continue to dissect every second of his movements and speculate on his future, it's clear that McGregor's comeback has become a much larger narrative, a story of redemption, resilience, and the complexities of an athlete's journey at the pinnacle of combat sports. To fully understand the stakes of McGregor's return, it's necessary to look deeper into his career, his mindset, and the evolving landscape of MMA. McGregor's rise to fame was nothing short of meteoric. His swagger, coupled with a relentless pursuit of greatness, drew millions of fans to the sport of MMA. At his peak, McGregor wasn't just a fighter, he was a global icon, breaking pay-per-view records and transcending the sport in a way few had before him. But with fame came immense pressure, and McGregor's career has been as much about his triumphs as it has been about the challenges he's faced along the way. One of the key aspects of McGregor's potential comeback lies in the question of motivation. What drives a man who has seemingly achieved it all? For many fighters, success is measured by titles, recognition, and financial stability. McGregor has all of these in abundance. He has held titles in 2 weight classes, fought in one of the most lucrative boxing matches of all time against Floyd Mayweather, and earned more money than most fighters could ever dream of. So what brings him back to the octagon? For McGregor, the answer likely lies in legacy. While his accomplishments are undeniable, his career in recent years has been marked by inconsistency. Losses to Khabib Nurmagomedov and Dustin Poirier have left some questioning whether McGregor still has the skills and hunger to compete at the highest level. A comeback presents an opportunity to rewrite that narrative, to prove that the fire still burns and that he remains one of the best fighters in the world. But as McGregor prepares for his return, the sport of MMA has evolved significantly. Fighters today are more versatile than ever, combining elite striking, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and cardio into a complete package. The lightweight division, where McGregor once reigned supreme, is now arguably the most competitive in the UFC. With names like Islam Makhachev, Charles Oliveira, Dustin Poirier, and Justin Gaethje occupying the top ranks, the path back to the title is fraught with challenges. The training footage that sparked this latest round of speculation is emblematic of the delicate balance McGregor must strike. On one hand, he needs to regain the physical attributes that once made him a dominant force in the cage: speed, precision, timing, and footwork. On the other, he must adapt his game to keep up with the ever-evolving skill sets of his competitors. This is no small task, especially for a fighter who has been out of action for an extended period. Ring rust is a real phenomenon, and even the most talented fighters can struggle to regain their rhythm after time away from competition. Beyond the physical and technical challenges, there is the mental aspect of McGregor's comeback. Overcoming a gruesome leg injury, like the one he suffered against Poirier, requires incredible mental fortitude. The road to recovery is long and often filled with setbacks, and the psychological impact of such an injury can linger even after the body is healed. Stepping back into the octagon, knowing that one wrong move could lead to another devastating injury, requires a level of courage and determination that few possess. In the footage, McGregor's apparent stiffness could be attributed to a variety of factors. It's possible that he's still rebuilding his confidence in his injured leg, testing its limits and learning to trust it again. Alternatively, the stiffness could be a byproduct of focusing on strength and conditioning rather than fluidity and movement. Whatever the case, it's clear that McGregor's comeback is a work in progress, and the footage represents just one snapshot of a much larger journey. The reactions to McGregor's training video highlight the dichotomy that has always defined his career. On one side are the die-hard fans who believe in his ability to return to form, to defy the odds and reclaim his place at the top of the sport. On the other are the skeptics who point to his recent losses, his injury, and the depth of the lightweight division as evidence that McGregor's time has passed. This divide is part of what makes McGregor such a compelling figure. He has the power to inspire both adoration and criticism in equal measure. As the anticipation for McGregor's comeback continues to build, questions about his potential opponent loom large. Michael Chandler has been floated as a possible matchup, with Chandler himself expressing interest in the fight. Chandler's aggressive style and willingness to engage in striking battles make him an exciting opponent for McGregor, and the fight would undoubtedly draw significant attention. However, it also poses a significant challenge for McGregor, as Chandler's power and pace could test his ability to withstand pressure. Another possibility is a fourth fight with Dustin Poirier. The trilogy between McGregor and Poirier ended in dramatic fashion, with McGregor suffering his leg injury in the first round. A fourth fight would provide an opportunity for McGregor to settle the score and potentially avenge his two losses to Poirier. However, Poirier's recent performances suggest that he remains one of the top fighters in the division, and McGregor would need to bring his absolute best to emerge victorious. Regardless of the opponent, McGregor's return will be one of the most talked about events in MMA. His star power remains unmatched, and his ability to generate excitement and draw attention to the sport is unparalleled. But with that spotlight comes immense pressure, and McGregor will need to rise to the occasion if he hopes to silence his doubters and solidify his legacy. The broader implications of McGregor's comeback extend beyond his individual career. His return could serve as a catalyst for renewed interest in the lightweight division, creating opportunities for other fighters to shine on the biggest stage. It could also reignite debates about fighter pay, promotional practices, and the role of personality and charisma in the sport. McGregor has always been more than just a fighter. He's a cultural phenomenon, and his actions have a ripple effect that extends throughout the MMA world. As the weeks and months go by, fans will continue to speculate about McGregor's readiness, his opponent, and his chances of success. The training footage, while just a glimpse into his preparation, has already sparked a wave of discussion that will only intensify as more details about his comeback emerge. Whether McGregor ultimately succeeds or falls short, his journey is a testament to the challenges and triumphs of life at the highest level of professional sports.